Welcome to Faith in Five. We're glad you joined us. I'm your host today, Mark Van Dellen. And I am never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. Never going to make you cry. Never going to say goodbye. Never going to tell a lie and hurt you. These are the lyrics from one of my guilty pleasure songs. I think we all have a guilty pleasure song, right? We all have those things that we like to sing at the top of our lungs. Most of us, however, we have our favorite place to sing them, and it's always a private place. It's either in the car with the windows up, in the shower where nobody can hear us, and if somehow we're just kind of going through our day singing and somebody comes upon us, we get embarrassed. We're like, oh, I didn't know anybody else was here. And I bring that up because I think, it's hard to say, I think we kind of live our faith that way. If somebody were to say, hey, do you go to church? Are you a Christian? Are you one of those Christians? It's like, nope. I was hoping nobody noticed. It was even more that way in Jesus' time, because it was dangerous to be a Christian. And so people, they had their guilty pleasure. They were Christians. They followed Jesus in private. But Jesus said, no, that's not the way this is supposed to be done. Let's take a page out of David's book. In 2 Samuel, David is talking about what he does for God, because God has stepped into his life. His life was a mess, and God stepped into his life and said, you still have value. And then Jesus came along and said, why don't we live that way? And I want to start a revolution of people living out their life in a way that would attract other people. The revolutionary path, the path to revolution, is not only identifying the right problem and then gathering the right audience, but gaining traction. And the way to gain traction is to sing your heart out, to be magnetic, to be so full of joy that people want what you have. They want to have what you're having. And David says in 2 Samuel 22, he says, I will dance to the glory of God more recklessly ever. I will dance my heart out. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what I look like. David said, I will gladly look like a fool. Some versions of the Bible say more undignified. This is a king who's saying, I don't care, because I want people to know my God. I want them to know what he's done in my life and what he can do in their life. And then Jesus came along and he said, let me show you how to do that. Follow me and watch how I do this. This whole thing, this whole God thing is not meant to be done in private. It's not just for you. The Bible says, I will not hide you under a bucket. I want you to be a city on a hill. I want you to be bright, and I want the world to know God because you sing your heart out. Think about your favorite guilty pleasure song and how you sing it with reckless abandon. And now think about how you might live your faith in that way so that people could see you. They could see your life so different, so changed that you are a magnet towards Jesus. Because remember, the ultimate problem that we all face is this separation, this distance from God. But Jesus said, no, let's draw people in. Let's be so magnetic that people want what we're having. This week in your faith, consider how you could live out in a way that you would dance your heart out. You would sing your heart out. That people would know they would want what you have based on the way you live, based on the way you love others. It's not necessarily the words. It's not because you know more Bible verses than the next person. It's because of the love you show to them, the life change inside of you, that people want that. This week, take a look at your life and examine whether or not you're rolling the windows up or you're living out your life in a really quiet, nice way, or are you living it in a way that people say, I want that. I want what they have? This week, go out and sing your hearts out for God.